When you look at a modern manufacturing hub in southern China, the physical infrastructure stretches to the horizon. You are looking at the dense, interconnected machinery of the global supply chain in motion. For an overseas buyer, placing an order into this massive system without physically visiting the facility creates a distinct vulnerability. You open yourself up to quality fade, a widespread practice where a supplier gradually substitutes cheaper materials or skips process steps to widen their profit margins after the initial contract is signed. Relying purely on online directories also leaves buyers exposed to showroom factories. These are pristine, highly polished front-end offices that exist solely to win your contract, while the actual production is outsourced to unvetted, lower-tier workshops hidden completely from your view. Buyers are routinely intimidated by the scale of these industrial parks. A facility covering 20 acres with 1,000 workers appears too large to fail. That visual impact is often used to bypass a buyer's critical judgment. Securing your brand's reputation requires you to look past the impressive architecture. You must drop the mindset of an awestruck tourist and adopt the strict forensic discipline of an auditor. A factory visit is a fact-finding mission. You must verify legal existence, test their process controls, and gather hard evidence to prove they can do what they claim. Your evaluation begins the moment you step off the factory floor and into the boardroom. You will typically be welcomed with a formal tea ceremony, surrounded by walls covered in framed certificates and international credentials. Before inspecting a single product, you need to request the company's foundational legal document, the Chinese business license, or Yingye Jizhao. This document lays out the legal parameters of the company. You need to focus on translating the business scope section, which clearly defines the exact commercial activities the entity is authorized by the government to perform. The terminology here is strict. The license will either explicitly classify the company as a manufacturer, jicaoshang, meaning they are legally permitted to build goods, or it will restrict them to operating as a trading company. If the license does not legally permit manufacturing, the impressive machinery outside the boardroom window belongs to someone else. You are dealing with a middleman. Once you step out onto the assembly line, the focus shifts from legal standing to physical execution. You are looking for proof that the facility prioritizes process over sheer volume. Look closely at the sensitive machinery. You want to find updated maintenance logs and third-party calibration stickers. These small details prove the factory actively maintains its equipment to run within exact tolerances. Check the workstations for Poka yoke devices. These are physical jigs, custom molds, or structural fixtures designed so that a part can only be inserted one way, making human assembly errors physically impossible. You also need to look for reject bins. When a worker spots a defect, the item is immediately isolated and tossed into a red bin to prevent it from moving down the line. If a line producing thousands of units has no visible reject bins, they aren't achieving perfect production. They simply aren't checking for quality.
Watch the interaction between the workers and their immediate environment. Every station should feature clearly displayed standard operating procedures, or SOPs, complete with visual aids detailing exact pass and fail criteria for that specific task. Notice the organizational cleanliness and the enforcement of safety protocols like eye protection and proper ventilation. Factories that strictly manage their physical environment enforce tighter controls over the consistency of their output. The presence of heavy machinery only proves a factory can build your product. Detailed maintenance schedules and active reject bins prove they can build it correctly, over and over again. Every capable facility will maintain a dedicated quality control area where trained inspectors physically test and verify the components coming off the main line. But having the station isn't enough. You have to apply the independence test. You need to find out if the quality manager reports directly to the factory's top management or if they report to the production manager. This flowchart illustrates the structural risk. When the person in charge of finding defects answers to the person whose bonus depends on shipping high volumes, it creates a direct conflict of interest. Without strict organizational independence, quality standards become negotiable. The moment a shipping schedule falls behind, the production manager will overrule the QC team and push defective units out the door. A robust system breaks this down into 3 independent layers of defense: incoming quality control for raw materials, checks during production, and a final pre-shipment inspection. Quality control only functions when the inspectors possess the ultimate authority to halt the assembly line without asking for production's permission. The final staging area provides one last predictive look at the supplier's reliability. Walk the aisles and evaluate their storage and material handling discipline. Look for basic material respect. Cartons and components should be elevated on pallets, protected from moisture and pests, rather than stacked directly on the bare concrete floor. Check if the raw materials are clearly segregated from the finished goods. Clear spatial boundaries prevent cross-contamination and stop the wrong components from accidentally making it into your shipping container. A chaotic, disorganized warehouse managed shipment. Even with strong internal systems, you have to account for external pressures. High staff turnover is a constant threat, especially surrounding massive workforce migrations like the Chinese New Year, when many experienced operators simply do not return to the factory. You mitigate these risks by taking the data you gathered on the floor, the maintenance logs, the QC independence, the warehouse conditions, and building a quantified supplier scorecard. That scorecard allows you to draft highly specific, enforceable contracts. Instead of vague promises about good quality, you can set exact acceptable quality limit thresholds, dictating precisely how many minor defects trigger a shipment rejection. Knowing exactly what to look for and what to test moves you out of the passive role of a buyer. It turns your visit into a strict forensic verification, allowing you to secure your supply chain and protect your bottom line.